Hello people, and welcome to the third tutorial of Twitter Bootstrap. So in this tutorial I will show you two different kinds of forms which we can develop in Bootstrap. So the first one is search form. So what is search form? Like you've seen on some websites that you have a search option, but the text box for search is rounded text box. So I'll show you how you can create that rounded text box using Bootstrap. So let's get started. So form, opening form tag, and then again closing form tag. And the class which we'll use for this one is again well class for that nice little background, and form search. So we use form search class to have that search form. And now we will define text box for our form. So input type text, and the class which we'll use is let's say span 3 for the width, and then search query. So search query will provide us that rounded text box I was talking about. So I can use a placeholder to give the hint in our text box. So I'll just write search. Okay, so now we'll create a button, input type, input type. So button, the class I will use is normal btn class, which will give us a white button, and I will have text on the button search, and then the closing tag for the button. Okay, so let's run in our browser and see if we get a rounded text box. So run in Chrome, and there you can see that we have a rounded text box and we have a search placeholder hint in our text box. So this is how you create a rounded text box. It's called a search box in Bootstrap. So really nice little effect. So what we're gonna do next is I will show you how we can create an inline form in Bootstrap. So what is inline form? Inline form is something like everything will be on one line. All the text boxes and the button will be on one line. So like you have seen on some websites that you have username and password and sign in button on the header in one line. So I'll show you how you can create that kind of form using Bootstrap. So we'll define form tag, and the class which we'll use again is well, and then the closing form tag. So the another class which we need to use to have the inline form is form hyphen inline in our opening form tag. Now our form will be on one line. So let's define two text boxes, input type text. We'll use class our text is span 3, placeholder to give the hint in our text box. So I'll just say username. Let's copy and paste it one more time. In the second text box the hint will be password, and we will have one button class. Let's use btn primary to have that nice little blue button for our let's give the text login button, and then the closing tag. So now let's run in the browser and see if it's on one line. So here you can see the second form, you see all the elements are in one line. So you can use these kind of form in your header of your website. If you don't have enough space on your website, you can use these kind of form, really helpful. So we've seen two different kind of forms, search form and inline form. So let's just have a recap. So for the search form, all we need to do is we use the class form hyphen search, and to have the rounded text box we use search hyphen query as the class for our text box. So this gives us the rounded text box. So in inline form, all we need to do is as a class for the form we use form hyphen inline, and no matter how many elements we define in there, those all elements will be in one line. So that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and see you in the next tutorial.